Guys, I watched Snowfalls, and now I don't think I'll ever know peace again. This movie has single-handedly melted my brain like a snowflake under a blowtorch, and I am not okay with that. I am very unwell, and you're coming along with me on this journey. This fucking movie has the audacity to exist, and I had the misfortune of watching it. Let's talk about why Snow Falls is the cinematic equivalent of getting lost in a Walmart parking lot during a blizzard while barefoot and hallucinating. Snow Falls is a horror movie released to various streaming platforms in January of 2023. It was directed, co-written, and starring Colton Tran. This movie fucking sucks. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Drive safely. Good night, everybody. Nah, you're not getting away that easy. I watched this fucking Warcrime of a film to save you the suffering, and you're seriously expected to pay real money for this dumpster fire. I should be getting government compensation for the damage you guys did to my psyche. That said, it's been living in my head rent-free, and I cannot express why. But here we are. You guys should really be paying me to watch this fucking movie. That said, let's get into why this movie sucks harder than a vacuum on steroids. Before we begin, let's address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the rich kids in the tax write-off. This entire production feels like a couple of influencers with parental Black Amex cards wanted to make a horror movie during a weekend getaway. The acting, non-existent. The writing, like ChatGPT on bath salts. The characters, I wouldn't save them from a burning building even if I was fireproof. The whole experience is an endurance test of human suffering.
I want these jagoffs off the street instantly.
The movie kicks off with your usual establishing shots, except for I have zero idea where we are because the filmmakers never tell us. We just know these brain donors are heading to a mountain cabin for New Year's Eve. Then, the most chaotic radio exposition dump in history fucking happens.
13 years in a row, and we want to hear all about your past, present, and future New Year's Eves.
Call in with your wild and craziest stories for a chance to win tickets to the world-famous Snow Falls Ski Resort. Following a tragic plane crash in the East Hills area, we're still awaiting information of how many...
The display never changes even though the stations do. Immaculate attention to details, boys. The radio informs us of a plane crash, never comes up again. Then a SARS-like virus, completely irrelevant. And then, because nothing in life makes sense, it just switches to some shitty music. And now, let's meet the dumbest collection of people ever assembled on screen. We got Andy, our walking spray tan stain. He mocks Eden for doing her homework. She's studying to be a doctor, I'm assuming, so she never has to be in another goddamn movie like this again. Then you got Kit, who's Colton Tran, the writer, director, and star of this film. It's a triple homicide of talent, and I refuse to believe that this movie was made for any other reason than laundering money. Oh, and this absolute legend is wearing a tank top in the mountain. I hope he gets frostbite. Meanwhile, Mom is...
Not to be the mom of the group.
...is nagging Dr. Eden for putting her feet up on the dash. Like, lady, people are out here getting possessed by snowflakes, and this is your priority? And we got River, the cabin owner's whiny offspring, mad at
Kit
Kit.
refuses to wear a seatbelt, which I think is worse.
Yeah, Kit. Just Kit. That's his entire fucking name. Because Kit's not wearing a seatbelt because he has Final Destination fantasies and River's losing his goddamn mind.
Well, I'm sorry that I like to live on the edge, okay? Plus, it's natural selection.
And then tragedy strikes. They get to the cabin and they realize there's no cell service.
Andy, you might want to sit down for this. There's no signal.
You can sometimes get service stuff on the hill, but it's spotty.
Oh no, my Insta, my clout, my relevance. We're not even 10 minutes in and I want to take a meteor strike to the face. They get inside the cabin and Andy's dumbass, first thing he asks is,
Is there any Wi-Fi?
yeah bro, it's right on the shelf next to the Doritos, don't eat it all. Patrick Fabian is the one competent actor in this disaster of a movie. He plays Dad and only appears in video calls. He truly said, I'll be in this movie, but only from the neck up.
Have fun. Happy New Year.
Hello.
And
But wait, continuity is already falling apart. River says cell service is trash and Andy has to climb a hill for reception. Then Papa Fabian calls and suddenly he loses service.
Is there any Wi-Fi? It was on the fridge.
But the Wi-Fi info is on the fridge. Consistency never mattered. From here on out, it's a speed run of bad choices and dialogue so unbearable it can be classified as psychological torture. Highlights include Andy shaming Eden for doing her homework,
I thought you said you weren't going to study at the cabin.
then pulling out his own laptop to do his influencer bullshit.
Dude, disconnect.
Hey, look, I have 11K followers now.
Pick a struggle, my dude. M wiping a non-foggy mirror just to get half-assed jump scared. It's like a parody of horror tropes, except for not on purpose. Kitten Tran, yeah, that's his new name, cutting himself while chopping veggies and saying,
Let this be a lesson to you that men do not belong in the kitchen.
men don't belong in the kitchen. Bro, you don't belong in front of a camera, yet here the fuck we are. And for the wonderful horror, you know, instead of tension and fear, we get M vomiting snow in the sink, everyone acting like they got possessed by the Neopets forums, Rivers trying to set himself on fire because he couldn't get a cookie. Yeah, seriously. The power suddenly coming back on, and instead of saying, hell yeah, let's survive, Eden's first thought is, let's go outside! And then, the dumbest fucking ending possible. River and Eden sitting on the steps. Cop pulls up. Are there any survivors? Eden says, just us. Except for, it's just her. This movie is aggressively stupid and the acting is offensive. The writing should be criminal, and the plot is held together with kindergarten-level glue and desperation. And the horror, it's about as scary as an unplugged nightlight. I feel like I need to apologize to my brain for putting it through this. Fuck this movie. Good night.